Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and another Star Wars Battlefront 2 class guide, this time for the Aerial class. This is one of the most fun classes to play in Battlefront 2, and can do as much damage to the enemy forces as any of the base classes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it's 100% free, and hit the bell icon so that you'll continue to get my thoughts on Star Wars video game news and more of my class and hero guides to come. There are 6 different aerials in Battlefront 2, one for each faction in the game. First up is the Republic clone Jet Trooper. He is armed with a DC-17, the default pistol for the officer, but is a repeating blaster rather than single shot. Of all the blasters for the aerial class, I think this one has the best balance of fire rate, stability, and cooling power. Next is the Imperial Rocket Trooper, armed with the Imperial E-11, the standard issue of the Imperial Stormtrooper. He used to have the RT-97C, the fast-firing heavy blaster of the Rebellion's heavy class, but it was changed to more accurately reflect Imperial weaponry, and to put him on par with the other aerials, as the RT-97C had a much faster fire rate than the other weapons. The Rebellion and Resistance rocket jumpers both come equipped with their faction's default assault blaster, the A-280C for the Rebels, and the EL-16 for the Resistance. Both are about the same as the Imperial Rocket Trooper with regard to fire rate and recoil. The Separatist B2-R Rocket Droid has an identical blaster to the B2 Super Battle Droid, which has, I think, the slowest fire rate of the aerial classes, but packs the most punch. You absolutely must get headshots if you want to keep up with the other classes, but if you do, you will be a monster on the battlefront. Lastly is the First Order Jet Trooper, which used to be just like every other class and looked like a standard First Order Stormtrooper with a jetpack and a blaster similar to the Republic Jet Trooper. But with the release of The Rise of Skywalker, this guy was retooled from the ground up. His appearance was updated to reflect the film, and he was given a new weapon, the G-125 projectile launcher. He's the most unique and most versatile member of the aerial class. Let's get into their abilities. 5 of the 6 aerial units have the same 3 abilities. Jetpack Boost, which launches your unit into an arcing trajectory in whichever direction you indicate with your movement. This is a single press ability that launches you for a predetermined time. You can alter your direction slightly or slow your progress in whichever direction you're headed by moving once you are airborne, but it's a pretty basic up and down. This ability refreshes quickly, so you can get in and out of locations with ease, but remember you are grounded during cooldown. Jetpack Dash launches your aerial in a horizontal trajectory in whichever direction you indicate. This gives you phenomenal lateral movement and can get you out of scrapes quickly, even coming in quite handy indoors. Finally, each aerial is equipped with a rocket launcher, or in the case of the B2R, a wrist rocket, but this ability does take a while to refresh. Each rocket does 50 damage at impact and 200 explosive damage, but with only a 1 meter explosive radius, you have to hit pretty much dead on to get full damage. This makes it very difficult to take out multiple enemies at once. The rocket is also notoriously inconsistent when it comes to lateral impact, and for best results you want your rocket to land at the feet of an enemy. This is why you'll see most aerial players either aim at the ground or launch themselves into the air before they fire their rocket downward to ensure the most impact. The First Order Jet Trooper has 3 completely different abilities from the other 5. His jetpack ability functions similarly to the jetpack boost, but you can alter how long it launches you into the air. The First Order Jet Trooper can fly farther and higher than the other aerial units and can hover, similarly to Boba Fett. In order to hover, you hold the aim or zoom button and can stay airborne as long as your fuel lasts. The Jet Tackle ability launches you forward along the ground. With it, you can charge into an enemy unit and deal 150 damage, which is a one-hit kill on all base classes except the Heavy, and will knock down other units with more health. This is useful for taking on enemy heroes and can make for a quick escape, even inside a building as your steering is pretty responsive. The Tri-Barrel Launcher takes the place of the rocket launcher. It switches the blaster into an explosive ordnance launcher with significant projectile drop, a 6 meter blast radius and a 2 meter inner blast radius where it does its full 70 damage. 3 perfectly placed shots can take out a heavy class, but they must be spot on. It is perpetually equipable, which means unlike the rocket launchers, you can activate a cooling flush and keep using it. Your mileage will vary though on how effective it is. Let's talk about the star cards. Aerial training gives you a small amount of health for each defeated enemy, up to a maximum of 50. Acquisition marks enemies who are dealing damage to you, spotting them for up to a maximum of 7 seconds. Battle Hardened increases your maximum base health up to 20% more. Survivalist regenerates your health faster up to a maximum of 100 per second. And Evasion increases the number of dodges available and decreases the recharge time down to 3 seconds. In my opinion, the 3 best cards for the aerial are Acquisition, Battle Hardened, and Survivalist. It's a no-brainer to increase your maximum health, and the faster you can regenerate health, the sooner you can get back into the fight after getting to cover. As for acquisition marking enemies, it proves itself especially valuable on dark maps like Endor, or will show you where a sniper is hiding so you won't expose yourself, or in the case of this instance, where I can still shoot my target even though obscured by the tree. Yes, aerial training gives you up to 50 health upon defeat of an enemy, which can increase your survivability in the midst of a firefight. This is useful for heroes who cannot normally recover their full health. However, the aerial will recover full health, and if you're using aerial correctly, you should be moving so much that you can easily get to cover if necessary. If you're around multiple enemies, odds are they're going to be dealing more damage than 50 health per kill can keep up with, and you'll have to get to cover anyway. I would try this card in place of survivability and see which combination you like better. Either way, it's not going to put you at a huge disadvantage. As for evasion, this card is pretty much useless. I've never found myself in a position where I can't dodge, and at a 0.3 second refresh decrease, it really doesn't amount to anything. Now for the tips on how to play as the aerial class. It is an aggressive player who gets the most out of the aerial class. As the most mobile of the reinforcements, you'll want to be moving constantly, harassing the enemy team from different angles. It is extremely important to learn your maps and know every avenue of escape. One of the worst things you can do is get yourself into trouble and try to escape by flying out of the area, only to jetpack into a wall or another group of enemies. The most annoying aerial players are constantly waiting to launch themselves into the air, only so they can launch a rocket onto an unsuspecting enemy. While it can be an effective tactic, a lot of aerial players are only looking for a quick, easy kill with their rocket, then they jetpack dash away to wait for the rocket to cool down and do it all over again. If this is you, that's fine, but just know, you're the worst. The best application of this ability is when an opponent is hiding behind cover, launching into the air and dropping a rocket right on their head. It is also extremely helpful to use your rocket launcher against enemy vehicles. Use your jetpack to position yourself behind an enemy tank or walker, hit the vulnerable spot in the back, and jetpack out. Where blaster units have a combat role, the aerial units have a jetpack dodge. This helps make the aerial a difficult target to hit. With the First Order Jet Trooper, you can also dodge while hovering, and with a little practice releasing and holding the aim button, or releasing aim then using the jump button, you can achieve 6-dimensional movement for as long as you have fuel. Use the hover ability to shoot down on an opponent over their cover, then turn and launch away. However, always be mindful of your fuel. The ability indicator in the bottom right of your screen will be filled with white and gradually drain away as you consume fuel. Also, rather than pressing Q on keyboard or the left bumper on controller, you can activate the jetpack with the jump button, just like Boba Fett. I hope this guide helps you in your pursuit of aerial glory. Leave a comment down below and tell me your highest kill total with the aerial class. Not that that's important, you should be focused on being a really good teammate and... yeah, who am I kidding? I'm on YouTube, it's all about the kill streaks, right? I should probably try to get some, more than like 2, maybe. Follow me on Twitter at BattlefrontSG, and if you like the content here, please visit my virtual tip jar at the link down below to support my further work on the channel. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you at the rendezvous.